fast reverse. Drive, nothing. Low, nothing. We got nothing. So it looks like you might have a transmission problem. Power steering works, look at that. Definitely needs some love. I'd like to say I'm surprised about the transmission, but after seeing that fluid, I'm not surprised. We're in reverse now, doing nothing. Okay, so I have a theory as to why the transmission fluid is yellow and really odd smelling. And that theory is that possibly in the 25 years this thing was sitting, that maybe the coolant wasn't very strong and it froze inside the radiator. And it seems like, so this radiator, it should have an internal transmission cooler where the transmission lines hook to the radiator, and then the transmission fluid circulates throughout the radiator and it keeps the transmission fluid cool. If those lines inside the radiator became compromised, or that's a fancy word for saying have a hole in them, then it's possible that the coolant mixed with the transmission fluid and got pumped into the transmission, which is bad. But of course, I'm sure you knew that. But we're going to drain the radiator first and into this bucket and see what the antifreeze looks like. We know that I added a quart or so of antifreeze and then another quart or so of water to top the radiator off. But anyway, we're going to drain that and take a look at that and see what it is. The other thing to that is if the radiator did freeze and bust internally, then it makes me concerned about the engine block as well. Now, this thing didn't overheat, and I didn't see a milkshake in the oil when I pulled the dipstick out. I did not see that the oil was anything but black. As I recall, it was blacker than a beaver's pancreas. So that's good. That means it was doing its job, and it means it doesn't have water in it. But we did run it a while after that, so I want to check it again. Hopefully that's not the case. So that would really put a big damper on this revival if the engine block is cracked internally, or possibly if the head gasket's compromised. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But the first thing we got to do is get this antifreeze out and look at it. Wow. So, yeah, there's some rot down here. First time I've been under this car. The whole bottom of the radiator is rotted off. And the core support is pretty bad. Even the cross member, from sitting in the dirt that long, doesn't look that great. So, well, first things first. Trying to get a hold of this drain cock. It does not want to turn. Can't get a good angle on it with these channel locks. I want to drain it out through the radiator hose. Well, here's what's out of the radiator. And it does appear that it's probably got transmission fluid in it. It's kind of dark, especially around the edges. So it's looking more and more like my theory might be correct, that the transmission fluid and the antifreeze mixed together. But we're going to drop the pan on the transmission, take a look at that too. Yep. It's like a little bit of C4. Okay. Got all the bolts out except for 2. I'll try the old pop it loose and tilt it and let some of it drain out. But what I want to do is I want to grab a container that I could put this in and look at it. This is the best I can come up with. That's clear, and then I can inspect this foot when it comes out. It barely fits, but I think it'll work. Oh. Usually there's a bunch that floods out of there. Nothing came out. So maybe that's why it didn't have any gears. I understand. Let's go ahead and take the pan rest way off. Nothing coming out yet. A little bit. Okay. Well, almost nothing in the transmission, so that's good. I don't know, maybe it just all leaked out. Still don't know about that yellow fluid though. We're gonna go ahead and move this. We'll slide this pan under there to catch whatever we're doing. That's the trick. I'm gonna hit this with a towel just to look at it. It's very sludgy. I would say this transmission is likely toast. It stinks really bad. See if I can get you under here to take a look at this. Now, so this looks pretty sad. Look at this here. That's not supposed to be inside a transmission filter. And it really smells bad too. So, not a lot of hope for this transmission, I'm afraid. So, let's slide back out of here. Let's see what we're looking at here. Oh my goodness. What is, there's the outline of the transmission fluid filter. Look at that. That's about 3/4 of an inch deep. Transmission fluid is not supposed to look like that, folks. That is brown. That was browner than Tomater's gums. That is nasty. I don't know. There's no way. I don't know. I don't think there's any saving that transmission. It's going to have to be rebuilt. That's about nastier than Betty White's jokes right there. That's nasty. Oh, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Well, that was less than good news. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to save this transmission. So I'm going to go on the hunt for a good used C4 that I can put in here. So We know where we're at there. I'll still need to check out the brakes and see if I can get this master cylinder to free up. And I know I need a radiator. Let me get in here and show you the bottom of this radiator. Yeah, look at that. Whole bottom of that's rotted off. The bottom of the core support there. The cross member. That cross member there, the main cross member. It's got some damage on it. And of course the battery tray, we know that's gone. And there are some issues with the floor pans too. So, we've got our work cut out for us for sure. But I think we can get it back on the road, at least. May not ever be a show car, but let's just wait until we see how far we get with it and what we can make out of it. And then we'll decide all that later. I just want to get out in front of this and say I don't have very high expectations of this, but I'm going to wash this off anyway, just to see. And I might actually try some fluid. I'm not very optimistic about that, but that's not it. I have some fluid for when I was working on my wagon, trying to get the transmission in it to come back to life. And I tried new fluid in it, and it didn't do anything. So I drained it back out, and I have that fluid in a bucket. It actually has Lucas stop slip in it. Brand new fluid with stop slip, so I might just try that. Got nothing to lose. Can't really, I don't really want to put in anything that I know is good. So it's a perfect opportunity to use that fluid. Who knows? You may be able to fill this thing up and get it to have a gear or two. Flush it out, run it for a little bit, run it through the gears several times, and then change it again. And maybe get enough of that sludge worked through there that actually will work. Like I said, I'm not very optimistic about that happening, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Let's see here. I've got two that look like they might be 7/16. That just so happens to brought a 7/16 out here with me. I brought 1/4, a 5/16, a 3/8, a 7/16, and a 1/2 inch. Yep. What that one is. I don't think that one is. That might be a 3/8. That might have a 3 different size. No, that might have still been a 5/16. I can't tell. That was. So only two different size screws and a spring and a little plunger of some sort fell out. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Let's go ahead and get our brake clean and wash that out some more. Know if any of that sludge actually got pulled up in there. I don't think the pump would have actually pulled it up. That don't look too bad. It's definitely burnt. I don't see any sludge come out of there. I just want to forewarn you, this ain't going to work. Right? We're just going to get that out of our heads right away. Somehow, I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to use this $10 can of brake clean. So I feel good about myself. Yeah. That's out of here. Come on out from under there. So, there's that little plunger that fell out in a spring. The last 2 bolts in this thing. We're just going to wash it out. Not going to waste any more money on it. Like I said, it ain't going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. Shoot, that's a brand new filter. We just rebuilt that transmission. Look at that. Need some more brake clean. Okay. See if we can rinse this some of this debris down. Let it run back out of the filter on the backside. Do a reverse wash, reverse flush on it. Actually doing pretty good. You can actually see through that. See through the filter now. Look at it. Now that's a world of difference right there. So we're gonna jam this back in there, clean the pan up, put it back on, and then dump a bunch of slightly used transmission fluid in there. See if the pump will start working. And then if the pump does start working, maybe their clutches and the band will start working, who knows? But like I said, no, it's not going to. But we're gonna do this anyway and try to get it done before the rain comes again. All right. What I found, no, that wasn't in there. That's just a piece of angle iron that I picked up to scrape this thing out with. Look at that. Delicioso. Man. Anybody want some pudding? The bread pudding is extra runny tonight. Nasty. Good thing I got gloves on. This ain't gonna work, folks. I can tell you, if I didn't just have this bucket full of new, slightly used transmission fluid, just doing nothing, I wouldn't even try this. That's why I'm a pack rat. I keep stuff like that. All right. Switching pots here. And no, I am not changing the gasket either. Because why? That gasket is completely intact. I may throw a little bit of sealer on there. I may not. I don't know. I ain't going to waste a whole lot of money on this transmission that is not going to come around. This is merely an experiment. An exercise in futility is what we would call this. Let's just do this to see if a person could actually get home by doing this. Just to see if I had tried to get this car running there on site and then found this while I was there in the field, there beside that house, rather, if I could have got this car home without replacing the transmission completely. Again, the answer to that is no. I want you to be clear about that now. The answer is no, 100% no. But because I'm a glutton for punishment and pie, which the pie has nothing to do with this, leave my pie out of it. But because I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm gonna try it anyway. Okay. man. Ran out of brake cleaner. There's $20 now. $20 flushed down the old turlet. I'm out of that, so we're switching to this. Can we make it 30? The old Carburito Cleano. Oops. I want to get that into the groundwater. Get yelled at. Call it good enough. I'm gonna blow it out with some compressed air and dry it out real good. Slap it back on there. See if we can get this back up in there. So this plunger spring is right there. It's the wrong way though. The spring faces down. Get one bolt in it. Get one more in there. Try to hold it in position so that spring don't pop out. All the rest of the bolts up in there. These are all the same length, I'm pretty sure. I didn't check them real close, but looking at them, they look the same at first glance. All right, now. Grab our 5/16 and what was the other one? Oh, that's right, Jim. Jim got it right. 7/16. Now we're crazy with these now, people.
Okay, now that's on there. Let's go ahead and get our pan on. Now let's see what we can get out of these. I did go ahead and take that gasket off because it was just fell apart too much, and I don't really want this fluid to go everywhere. Like I said, we know this is not going to work. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut that off. I'm going to make this quick, fast, and in a hurry because we're going to use it all anyway. And maybe even some of this blue we've got laying here. Trying to hurry. It's going to rain. Skies are going to open up any minute. I just want to get this pan on there before it does. I don't know if I'm going to make it, folks. It ain't looking good for the home team. Try to spread this around. We'll mix it with some of this blue here. Just make sure we get enough. Look at that. But you ain't never seen that done before. Two different types, two different colors mixed together. But this is a special situation we got here. Just want to make sure got enough on there to seal that up. Look at there. Blue and black. Well, you know, it made gray. That's how they get ultra gray. All this time, I never knew it. Just trying to build it up a little bit taller right there to where it'll get a good seal around the edges of it. All right, that'll do, donkey. Why'd you put so much on there? Okay. so much on there for. Same thing here, we're not going to go nuts with these. Just about that much. Don't start them with the fired ratchet. Gonna strip out the bolts. Gonna cross thread them. Like that one. I don't like it. I can't see. Can't see nothing. My doggone bifocals are too close. Made for reading. And then my far away vision, it's too close. Everything's too close. That's how I found out I needed glasses working on a car. I was under the car working. Kept moving my head back, kept moving back till I hit the tire, and I was like, I'm blind, can't see. Oh. Calm down there, little lady. All right, it's on. Can't get out. Hat fell off in the water. Got rust all the way back in my eye sockets. Let's put some fluid in. Look at there. New Type F plus stop slip. Got a whole bunch of it. Nastier than Janet Jackson. All right. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna pick this whole bucket up there. I think I'm gonna wash out this mixing cup, carburetor cleaner. Use it to dip with. It's quart right there. Whole quart of it. Three. Let's do 5 to start out with. Sit this down. Now, I'm going to hook up the battery. Bring out the fuel can. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. But did you see that? Put it in reverse, it immediately went in gear. Put it in drive, took it a couple seconds, it went in gear. That's just right off the bat. Only 5 quarts of fluid in it. If I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't have believed it. Let's do it again.
celebrate.
Oops. Forgot to put the dipstick in. Don't be a dipstick and forget to put your dipstick in. All right. Safe and sound. We live to fight another day. Okay, we are back. We made it through the storms, and boy, we had some doozies. It was quite interesting around here for a couple of days. We had some hail and some high wind, tornadoes around the area. No tornado hit here, luckily, but we did have a tree down. We had one of our skylights in the shop knocked out with hail, and water was gushing in. So it got kind of interesting around here for a little bit. We had actually, Miss Nikki and I went down to the basement and waited it out, but it didn't take too long. But anyway, we're back, and where we left off with the Torino was, if you remember, we had some semblance of gears. After we cleaned all that sludge out of it, put some new fluid in it, it went in gear. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a good transmission. It just means it's got some, I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic, but still optimistic, and that's good. But we're going to see what happens. I mean, we're going to work on it today, but the first thing I want to do is, if you remember, this radiator is rotted out, and I'm suspicious that we're drawing coolant into the transmission through the cooler lines that run through the radiator. So we got a new radiator. We've got a new 3-core aluminum radiator that I ordered off of eBay, and that's arrived. So we're going to go ahead and try to get these cooler lines loose from the transmission. Might have to put some heat on them. I put some penetrating oil on them the last time we worked on this. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get the cooler lines loose, get the radiator out, get the new one in, and cracking my knuckles. Nervous energy. Anyway, let's get started. All right. Get in here. Start popping this apart. Put that on the old tool rack there, also known as the fender. There's that. Put this over here. Let's see if there's any chance that these cooler lines will pop loose. Look at that. Okay. liking it. Got one of them popped loose. Now, I don't know if I may have to take that fitting out of the tank that this screws onto. It looks like it's a double fitting. So there's a reducer in there. Okay. Get that over out of the way. Oh. I don't know about this one. Let's make sure you get the wrench on there again. Oh, I think it came loose. Oh, the whole fitting on that one's turning. So, I don't think I can get this behind that. I have to get a regular wrench and open end to go on that behind there. Put a little more penetrating oil on it too. Coat that a little bit again. There we go. It's not a good angle anywhere you look. Got it loose though. Oh, that line there's rusted in too. Yep, it was rusted, and then whenever I twisted it there, it broke loose. I'm gonna have to re-flare that one now. Great. More work to do. Nasty. Brown coolant. Looks the same color as what was in the radiator. How'd that happen? Okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It looks pretty bad. I'd say she's lived her last rodeo. But this one, on the other hand, is new. It's actually a 3-core instead of a 2-core. So It's a better radiator. Well, I think that one was a 2-core. Yeah, that was a 2-core. This is 3-core. It's aluminum. And way more better. Looks like it should be a drop-in. Supposed to be the right one. Let's see. Turn it around the right way. Yep. Looks like the dimensions are pretty close. Let's get in here. A little air saw, cut this fitting off. Just gonna cut it off a little bit farther back because I'm gonna end up putting a rubber hose on both these just for speeds purposes. That off of there. Alright, I got a little reverse flare on there and a reverse flare on the line down there. Got the regular flare here for that. So we're going to use that and put a piece of hose on it. So, now this is going to go about right here. So I need about, 3 inches of hose. We'll go ahead and assemble that. Cut off that end a little bit better. Okay. All right. Ought to hold. Might tighten it down a little bit more later. Put this in the one. Yeah. That little reverse flare will help kind of encourage the hose to stay on under pressure. We can do our fittings. Like a little carburetor cleaner blowing back in your face. Hey, it evaporates pretty quick. Just going to put one round of tape on these little threads. 1-inch pipe tap, or 1/8 inch, sorry, no, 1/8 inch pipe tap. Alright. I thank the Lord for people who make these radiators. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how they make them and send it to you for $222, shipping and everything. This is really well made, and I'm sure they do it overseas. But this is something that, I mean, this is a pretty inexpensive upgrade to an old vehicle. It's very well made, and I hope they stay cheap, because this is one of the things you can actually get that is reasonably priced. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can slide this down in there. This core support is rotted pretty bad, so these mounts are just barely hanging on down here. That battery tray is falling out as we speak. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the way. Okay. It is in there. It needs to scoot over a little bit. This core support really needs to be replaced. This inner fender apron is all destroyed from where the car was wrecked. So that's coming later, but for now, we're just going to roll with it. As long as we can get this radiator in there mounted firmly so that it doesn't get damaged, which I think we have. So it's back on. Alright, let me see if I can get the lower radiator hose on. If I can reach it. I think it's on there. Put the transmission cooler line on. Our modified version. Alright, you grab my inch line wrench. I can't use a line wrench. Inch open end wrench. There you go. That one is on. Ooh, this has got to come up a little farther. Gotta straighten up this bend a little bit. A little bit higher position there than the other one. Pretty close. It's out of the way. I don't think that'll leak. Ain't nothing gonna rub. So we're good. I'm happy with that. Now, let's see. Something on backwards too. Ooh, that hose don't want to reach. Got a problem there. I wonder if we can slide the radiator over a little bit. Not much, maybe. Oh, it's not going to make it. Put it back where it was. We're going to have to go on the hunt for another radiator hose or extend that one temporarily. Alright, so I found one I think will work. This is a lower radiator hose off a Fox body. And it looks like it's pretty close to exactly what I need. So, who'd have thunk it? Oh, well, it's a little bit bigger of a hose, though. But maybe we just have to tighten her down tighter. Let's see. They have to crush it a little bit. Pound it into submission. Like, this is temporary, folks. It's just temporary. We're just trying to get this thing running. Percolating. See if the transmission works. Yeah. Seems to be tight. Now this end's the right size. Weird. Stupid flies. Nuisance. All this stuff back on here just so we know where it's at. It might save my life when them fan blades flies off of there. That ain't never getting tight again. New core sport's coming. Don't fret. Alright. Well, now we just got to put some coolant in here. Springtime, so we're going with water. I'm not putting any antifreeze in here because I know that block's full of mud. I mean, it's just horrible. I hate to even put it through this radiator, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So we're going to fill it up with water and run it and cycle it for a while. Put some of that radiator flush in there, some of that stuff, then drain it. Do it again a couple times. Try to get it clean as we can. Then we'll fill it up with coolant. So go ahead and put some water up in here. I'm down there, little lady. More like. All right, it's full for now. We're gonna have to add more, as you know. That radiator cap is weird. All right. Now, pop this old air cleaner off. Gotta go get my battery. Okay, so we got some activity here. You can see the pump is circulating. And it's pushing some air out of there. We're gonna go ahead and put the radiator cap on it. Let it build up the pressure, let it circulate good. Here we go. And while we're letting it circulate and get up to operating temperature like it should, go ahead and try the transmission out. I've got it up on jack stands, so we're safe. Now you can see my floor jack under there, but there's also jack stands under there. It's sitting on the stands. The jack's just there for, you know, a little added support. Let's put it in reverse, see what happens. Yeah, went right in. How's it look? We have reversage. Let it circulate right there for a little bit. Cycling all that new fluid through there. Don't have any brakes, so I can't really put any pressure on it to see if it'll slip or whatever. But I can put it in neutral. It should be neutral. That gear shifter is pretty stiff. Go ahead and drop her all the way down in low. It's slinging rocks, folks. It's slinging rocks on my Falcon. Just throwing gravel and putting a ton of dust in the air. Reminds me of a song. Well, that's low 1. Let's see what low 2 looks like. Go ahead and drive. We got gears. Neutral. Let's let her stop. Speedometer works. I think we're going to need the new master cylinder. Well, I'm dreading that because I'm going to have to do that and probably all the wheel cylinders and hardware and all that stuff. Let's put it in drive. See if we can feel it go through the gears. There's drive. Yep. We're doing 50, 60, 70. A little second. Yep. Shift it down. We're in neutral again. I think. I'm not just going to throw it in reverse. Just shut her off. We'll put it in park. Come in here with me. This is fun. Check the speedometer out. That's neutral. Second. Oh, that was third. Now we're going to go down to second. Drop her down. Should be first. I don't know, we might not have second. This detent in here is real tight and squeaky. It's pretty high rev, and that might be first. It says 2, but it ain't shifted yet. I think the linkage might be out of adjustment. Oh, that might be second. Hold on. No, we went to neutral. Should be first. I don't know. I might be taking off in second. I'm not sure the linkage is right. There's neutral. Let's shut her off again. Let it slow all the way down. Alright, start it back up. Put it in reverse. Give her little RPMs in reverse. I'm happy. I mean, we do have gears. Whether or not we have all the gears, I don't know yet. But this is just a 3-speed transmission, so we'll see. There's reverse. Neutral. Now, I think it has to be hot, idling in park. So let's go ahead and check the fluid. All right. Well, still smells burnt, but it's a little better. Check when hot, idling in park. Just like I thought. But it looks like it's overfull. Yeah. Way overfull. Let's be down here. I only put 5 quarts in it. Let's see what this looks like. What kind of brown? We're definitely going to have to change it again. We'll let it run for a little while longer though. We'll circulate it a few more times. We're just going to let her keep running for a little while. She seems to be happy. That air conditioning squeal has stopped, which is pleasant to my ears. Yeah, all in all, I'm happy. All we need is brakes, and then we can do a little cruise. You know, we might do a cruise without the brakes. I live on a farm. I mean, worst could happen. Hit a tree. Already need some stuff in place. Yeah. I ain't scared. You scared? I think so. Look at that. That's going to cause us some problems. Blowed up like a balloon. I would say in the very near future that's going to explode. So I might want to get a replacement for that. Or I run this for much longer. Yep. You guessed it. No brakes, whatever. We're going to take it for a little short cruise around the property. It's going to be epic. I ordered some new radiator hoses for it. They'll be in later today. So we're just going to risk it. What's the worst that could happen? Just think, next time I put this up on ramps, if I did put it on ramps, I might be able to just drive it up on them. Floorboards draining. So that's good, right? Got my little tank up here. It says 2+ gallons. I mean, that's a little more than 2 gallons. So that's better, right? Everything's in our favor. Fired up. All right. Key's stuck on it. Tumbler a little sticky. Of course, it's not the key that came with the car, but it does work a little bit. All right, let's do it. Oh yeah, buzzer is off. Put my foot on the brake, but just for show. All right, we're rolling. Oh, what just happened? The brakes just worked. I pushed on them. I mean, they're not working good, but they'll actually stop the car. Oh no. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Let's just see about this. Uh-oh. Gotta go down this hill. Let's see if it'll slow us down enough. Get down the hill. I can actually stop this car with this master cylinder it's full of penetrating oil. Weird, man. All right, we're in neutral right now. Let's go ahead and put it in gear. All right. Second. Try the brakes. They're not good, but there's something. All right. Well, so far, that's a win. Let's just see. We can go down the road here a little bit. Maybe get in third. Slipped a little bit. Didn't really want to go in third, but it went in. It's all right. We got to change the fluid. We're going to have to change the transmission fluid again anyway. But that's pretty awesome. We are driving this car for the first time after it sat for 25 years. So these brake lines are going to blow any second now. Just pumping them a little bit. Like I said, it's not good, but it's something. Let's do a whippy U-turn up here. Let's try this again. For a second. See what third feels like again. We're doing 30 miles an hour. Hood's trying to come up. I got it tied down though, don't worry.
little slow going in drive, but another fluid change might fix that altogether. We will see. I don't know. I think we still got plenty of gas. Why do you think we just take another lap? Make sure nothing's behind me. Oh, let's just back up and turn around. I mean, I don't mind telling you, we got reverse. Yeah. Look at that. Back right in there. It's like nobody's business. Do it again. Second. That rope is not liking the wind at all. It did go into third. The little motor runs good. Temperature gauge still reads all the way below cold. It's like ice cold, but I'm sure that's not working. Let's see if we can get this back home before we destroy our hood and our windshield and our roof and all that good stuff. I couldn't quite get the windshield closed with that gas jug up there. Or, did I say windshield? Windshield stays closed. I couldn't hardly get the hood closed with that gas jug up there. Neutral. Drive. Let's try it again. Power steering works really well. I'm surprised that radiator hose has not blown yet. It is really bulbed out there pretty good. It's swelled up like a pop knot on your head big enough to hook a bass boat to. I can't believe these brakes are even working at all. I know we're pushing our luck here, but I'm going to do it again. Maybe we won't just go the whole distance this time. Maybe. Uh-oh, got oncoming traffic.
All right, so I know I got out of range. My microphone got out of range and quit. So, but how do you like that? I mean, that's just awesome. I hope y'all are as excited as I am. I mean, it's probably not as excited as me, but it's my car, you know. And I've been doing it, but I hope you are. I hope you are excited, and I hope you enjoy my channel and subscribe to it if you want to see more stuff like this, because I'm having a blast doing it, and I love sharing it with the world. So, or with the 400 subscribers I've got, I love sharing it with you guys. So anyway, let's get the old car back up to the shop and park it somewhere, and I can just start it up and drive it around. I can start it, I can park it in the way. Because I can start it up and move it out of the way if I want to. Anyway, I'm excited. Thank y'all for watching. Keep rocking. I guess you heard that. This ain't over. We got to do that now. Yes. Look at that. We got smoke coming in all the rust holes. Back where the 6x9s used to be. It's like old days. The mighty 250. Now you keep rocking.